Hello, and welcome to another episode of Ballet Vero Beach's Insights, where we pull back the curtain and take an in depth look at some of our upcoming programming. I'm Catherine Epping, principal dancer with Ballet Vero Beach, and today I'm joined by the fabulous ballet master for Ballet Vero Beach, Camilo A. Rodriguez. Camilo, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Today we'll be talking about Program 1, which is our January show, and it is titled All Rodriguez, the Trios. So it's all about you, baby.
That's me. 3 pieces of choreography, 3 dancers per piece.
I love it. I've personally gotten to dance each of these roles before
All of
in
them,
separate
yeah.
things. And so when I saw these 3 programmed together, I got really excited. Last season, when we knew that it was coming, the dancers were all asking me, I'm like, you're going to love it. Because they're each their own lane. It's a very
Separate, yeah.
classical, beautiful lines and shapes, and goes all the way to a pile of people, if you will. So can you tell us just a little bit about each piece on the program?
Yeah. Tunic and tutus, as the title says. It's a male dancer wearing a tunic and 2 female dancers wearing tutus. And it's a little bit of that idea of like, instead of the ballerina being the central focus of the piece, the dancer is, with the 2 ballerinas framing him. It's pretty straightforward dancing and just really kind of beautiful. The next piece is leotards and tights and not on point shoes, and it's still ballet vocabulary, but not in that same symmetrical and ornate kind of way. The music is more asymmetrical, for a way of describing the music. And then the last piece, it's got theater, it's got personality, it's got a little bit of a structure that sort of dissolves into what is happening and then it recuperates again. But all 3 very different pieces.
Yeah. I love all 3. I was really excited to tackle tunic and tutus again because I've performed it once, but it was a few years ago. And I don't know if I've told you this, but I described the piece as a bouquet because, there's like the central flower, but then all the other flowers are important. And
That's really
framing,
nice, yeah.
That's how I think of it in my mind a little bit, and I was excited to get to dance it again. It's always nice to revisit works when you have a little bit of body knowledge already and you can focus on new things, not like what's the next step, but like how am I going to make this, the best it can be in my body. So the question is, how has it been restaging the works on the new dancers? Other than me, everyone else in the pieces are new. So have you made many changes, or have you kept it pretty much the original?
The choreography is the same. I think that the new dancers, Franco and Ellie, to the cast, really are bringing themselves to it. But as far as steps, they're the same.
The same, yeah. And then the other 2 pieces, so Sheer Vibrations, full new cast, same thing. You've made small changes to accommodate, whatever the choreography, but it's really the original work.
Right. And so those changes would be more about like, well, if jumping so high makes a transition less, then don't jump as high. Or when I did that role, I couldn't jump as high as you, so why don't you jump higher? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But the steps themselves, again, they're the same.
And so 2 of the pieces on the program you did originate in the cast, right? Is that right? Yes. So you were in the original
I have
cast.
not had the pleasure of dancing in tunic and tutus.
Well, I better watch out. Yeah, which adds a cool element too, as a choreographer, to be involved in the process of creating the movement as a dancer as well.
Right. So I love dancing, obviously, and I love how movement feels. So a lot of my choreography, it's about how it feels, and not necessarily just like mental, sitting in a room and going like, I think this and that. Like I want to feel it, because that also helps me teach it and convey the concepts that I want. But it's cool not being in it also, and being on the other side and just watching and being able to tweak things that by being in the cast, you are not aware that they're happening. Also, new blood, they bring their own energy. And so it's great to have that and to see that.
Yeah. Can you tell us a bit about the music? How did you
Yes.
select the music or?
Well, the first piece I knew I wanted to do something classical, so
Mhm.
Rossini's sonata was like perfect for it.
Mhm.
There's always, when you're making a dance that goes in a program, there's a set time that you want to
Right.
adhere to depending on the program. And so, like a sonata was practical because it's also not a lot of instruments and it's only
Mhm.
three dancers.
Mhm.
So, in that sense, it's imperfect. It had a very balletic and dancey kind of sound to it. Um, for Sheer Vibration, this is actually a piece that originated at the museum in one of in our
Okay. Yeah.
collaborations a long time ago. There were paintings by Bruce March,
Okay.
and his paintings are like super vibrant, and that's when the
Mm,
whole like title
I
Sheer
didn't know
Vibration. Yes,
that.
because
Okay.
looking at the paintings, even though that they're nature or landscapes of urban landscapes or
Mhm.
natural landscapes, you feel this kind of like
Energy.
energy
Yeah.
in the painting and the big canvases. So I chose this. I had been already listening to Grieg string quartet for a while, and it's got all that, you know,
Mhm.
string and bow
Frizzle.
vibration.
Yeah.
And I was
Yeah.
like, well, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And so that's,
Okay.
the opportunity arose that I could use that music that I
Mhm.
had already been listening to.
And then the final piece on the program.
Yes, so
Yeah.
this was choreographed on you
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Anders and myself, and it was right during pandemic.
Mhm.
It was our first January program
Yes.
after
Yeah.
the world had gone.
Yes.
Um, and so I was looking for something that had humanity and heart and humor because we needed a little bit of
Yes.
an exhalation after everything that had happened. Again, this score was something that I had listened to and actually even danced in a previous life to
Oh,
it.
okay.
And at first, it was going to be like steps and steps. And as I'm going,
Mhm.
you, Anders, me, also beautiful.
I mean, I won't argue with you.
But as it started to become a dance,
Mhm.
there was a lot of just like, well, what are the dynamics that happen between dancers?
Mhm.
And actually, those are dynamics that happen between people.
Mm.
And then um, a big aspect of it was like, well, if you're constantly thinking about like what happened that you didn't fix or what's going to happen next, you're missing the present. And
Mhm.
so this was about like, who knows what's going to happen based on the moment that we were living in. So why not really be present and enjoy ourselves this moment, being silly in a way.
Yeah, which I think is a little bit of a mantra that you follow, which is a great mantra. Amazing. Do you feel like any of the pieces were more challenging than the other? Like, did any of them flow just easily? It's done, and any of them take a lot of calculations, or?
Um, I think that it depends. It
Mhm.
depends. And even, I mean, at the time when I was first doing cheer
Mhm.
vibration, I wanted to like know what arm and the eyelash and for every single count.
Yeah.
And I was newer choreographing
Mm.
at that point. Uh, when I got to Tunic and Tutus, I let the music really tell me, no, in the structure of a classical trio, then
Yeah.
that would go there and this would go
Mm.
here.
Mhm.
So I allowed it to happen, but I wasn't so fixed and it has to be this way. So that was a little bit easier.
Mhm.
Uh, Conversely, I think that maybe because of while there's still music, it's really about the personality.
Mm.
It needs to feel genuine, and
Mhm.
and so you give a direction, and then you hope that the dancer it's applying that direction in a way that's natural to themselves.
I love that. And when you look at our repertoire, you and Adam kind of go head to head for has choreographed the most, but a huge body of work.
Yeah.
How do you feel like it's evolved over time? Do you feel like you're kind of, using the same method or go ahead?
No, no. I mean, I love this question because I think about this often. And
Mhm.
yes, I've been so fortunate to have the space
Mhm.
to develop a body of work
Mhm.
thanks to the opportunity to choreograph for Ballet Bureau Beach.
Mhm.
Um, but Adam, I've always looked at him as like the better choreographer. He,
And this is Frankie joining us
hi
for
Frankie.
for this
What do you think about choreography?
You're
Um,
so sweet, honey. Aw.
come, come on. There we go. Um, I oftentimes still am very interested on, oh, this is a step and it feels like this. Like I was saying, I like to be in the dances that I
Yeah.
choreograph. But Adam has something that he wants to say through his choreography. And I think I mean, that's the next level. That's the next level that I'm working towards. I've always admired that he can use the steps to convey a bigger, broader idea. I like steps to a piece of music or even to go against the music just because they look interesting. Like in a painting, like, oh, the color dripped this way. Like that's interesting to me.
Yeah.
But also conveying a message or a thought or something, it's really cool. And so I'm working towards that.
It's interesting that you say that, and I agree. Adam is exceptionally talented in using his choreography to be bigger than, and it's really impactful as an audience member and as a dancer, to be honest, to dance his works. Your choreography also does that. You're just not telling us what impact it is making, but it is impactful. Watching you just choreographed something that we're performing at the museum, and watching it, I had all of these ideas of what the message is, knowing that you didn't have a message intended, but as a person with experiences, I'm taking that movement and form and making it mean something to me. So
Right.
yes,
Right.
amazing
No.
in its own sense of not being like, this is what I'm telling you, but this is what it is. Let it tell you something.
So that's always like my big question anytime that I arrive at like doing something new, because I I want you could come up with all these ideas of like what you want them to see, but unless you're telling a story that specifically, well, anybody in the audience is going to see what they see from their own experience.
Yes.
And so it's hard to get hung up on like what you want them to see because
They have their own lens.
they have their own lens. And actually that's kind of like freeing at the same time. So it's like even I just said about like what the message that I would try to portray through a dance, at the same time is free knowing that I can't control that. So let them.
Yeah.
But you know, back to this program, beautiful ballet dancing in tunic and tutus, cool different organization of steps and music with sheer vibration, and just a whole different way of moving, even though they're still ballet, in whilst they're still music, we just move our bodies differently.
Yeah, yeah. It's a classical, neoclassical, kind of modern, but still very ballet.
Modern for sure. Yeah, with ballet in it. You know,
A little bit
there's
of
even like
everything.
references of Swan Lake and Giselle.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
just the dynamics that happen between dancers when you run into somebody.
Yes. That's my entrance, actually.
Ah.
Well, as a dancer, we're very excited to dance the three works. So if you would like to get tickets to Program 1, all Rodriguez the Trios, they are available now at www.balletverobeach.org. Performances are at the VBHS Performing Arts Center, January 16th and 17th. Camilo, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
speaking with me.
A pleasure.